I recently had Dr. Kumea Shorter Gooden on this show, and she's the co-author of this excellent book, Shifting, The Double Lives of Black
Mm,
Women in America. And there
yeah.
she talked a bit about survival guilt, which she explains many upwardly mobile African Americans
Mm,
experience. This is the notion that as educated and successful Black women, we may shift our personalities and pursuits to fit into mainstream America while leaving our
mm,
families behind. So Black women may feel guilt and shame in outpacing their family members, and they may also compare themselves to the experiences of their parents or grandparents, thinking that they had it worse. And we just talked a little bit about
mm.
that. Can you talk a little bit about survival guilt and how you see that impacting our mental health?
Sure. I think this is probably one of the top five issues that I experience with professionals that I see, young professionals, people of color that have done a great deal of work to excel in their careers or in their fields, and sometimes being the first in their family to do so. Some of the guilt, I think, is associated with the new life that is being acquired, right? The new life, the privilege that's coming, the inherent distance that it creates within your historic community and the community that you're now moving into. The people that you surround yourself to sometimes don't look like you. Their stories are not
Mhm.
like you. Their lives are really not like you. And so there's a measure of isolation that some people experience, right? That I've arrived, I made it
Mhm.
to this space that the narrative told me I would feel safe and okay when I got here. And I got here, and why don't I feel safe? Why don't I feel okay? Why don't I even feel like this is me? There's a lot of imposter syndrome that comes up as individuals are matriculating through their career as well. So that survivor's guilt really is a person learning to live in this new way that is absent of a lot of the norms and the comforts of old.
Mm.
Why me? Why not the person next to me? And then also, I'm really still connected to all of these people. And so I feel their pain. I
Mhm.
experience when they hurt, I hurt. And yet there's this other layer of I actually don't live the same life as you. And so I can't sympathize with you currently, but I can empathize with you. I think again, this is a quite a layered conversation around survivor skill because so many people experience it and feel as though I am wrong for wanting to be healthier and thriving in this space. Something is wrong about that because it comes again with this inherent distance that it
Right.
creates with the people that I've left behind. Being able to work with people, I think, in this area looks like coming to terms with some of the distance that is inherent. You may not be as close to some people. You may not feel and experience the same things as your peers of old. That's okay. That's really okay. How do I create safe spaces where I am? How do I maintain connection on common ground that I do have with people that are friends or family that I have connections with from the past, right? That we still have common ground. We still have things that we can connect on, right?
Right.
And then also tapping into the worthiness of you being here. It's not a mistake. It's not by accident. You worked really hard to be here. There's nothing wrong about that. There's nothing to be guilty about.
Right. And I imagine it's also a bit lonely. You know, you said that distance
Mhm.
creates I think it would create some loneliness because you're distancing yourself from the people from your past, or there's that separation, but then maybe you don't feel completely at home with the people in your present, you know?
Right.
So trying to figure out how to be comfortable in that space if it's possible.
Yeah, yeah. I often, again, talk to people about creating those safe spaces. So you will find that a lot of people that are upwardly mobile, or they just really kind of moving towards this area of new heights within their career, will form communities with people that are doing the same. People
Mhm.
that are working just like you, that are experiencing some of the code shifting that you're experiencing, that have to deal with microaggressions on a daily basis, right? These are the areas that we connect on as humans. And so that's why that distance happens because in some way you really may not get what I'm struggling with. You don't understand what I'm dealing with on a day-to-day basis in this environment, in this, corporation, in this law firm, at this medical practice. Like you may not understand it, right? And so
Right.
I need to create spaces where people get it, where I can have refuge
Hmm.
and feel safe.